Out there that do know Rick and would stand behind him and be really, really excited to see him run with that.
Okay, Rick,
thank you so much. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sharon.
I've heard that if Rick did know he had enough support, that he would seriously consider running. So maybe the thing for precinct committeemen to do is let Rick know if they're really wanting to support him.
Or let whoever you support.
Yes, that's a good point too.
I mean, definitely if you support Rick, everybody email in tomorrow. But you should support your neighbor or your vice president committeeman. If you think he's the greatest guy, he may not run, but how can the party represent us if we don't tell people that we like, hey, please, please represent me. And if Steve Shine does, write him a letter and say, hey, you represent me, glad you're running again.
One of the things that has been stirring around in me, of course, ever since this whole concept, this idea of making this opportunity available, I think we got another caller.
Yes, but I want, yes.
Well, I can hold my thought. Let's take
all right. Caller?
Yes.
Yes?
Hi. Been listening into your show tonight and
thank you.
Heard you saying some really nice things about our Attorney General, Greg Zeller.
Yay.
And, I, saw the show when it was on, when I don't remember when that was, a week or so ago. And
thank you.
I think that's great. And I did receive a letter. I, too, am a precinct person. And Greg Zeller, our wonderful Attorney General, has supported and come out to give his support for our current chairman, Steve Shine, and I think that's wonderful. From what I gather, he will be at the reorganization meeting on March 7th, and that's terrific because Greg Zeller recognizes what a great man Steve Shine is and how he's gotten the job done all these years, and he does a job that's very thankless. And he's a supportive person of Mr. Shine, and I appreciate Mr. Zeller as much as you all do. And I thank you for your time.
And that is true. In this letter, it says that Greg Zeller will be placing his name into nomination. Now, I don't know how much Greg Zeller actually knows Steve Shine since Greg Zeller's in Indianapolis. I assume, something must have gone down, so I'm not going to say good or bad on that, but she's absolutely got a point. Greg Zeller, we do like, and he is nominating Steve Shine. So, hey, I'm trying to be impartial in this. I'll tell you, if you want to ask me who I'm going to vote.
I'd say one of the things that I did.
I asked a question. Can he really do that?
Well, there's a lot of different angles to this, and one of the benefits that Steve does bring is that he has a lot of experience.
And he's been chairman 19 years.
Yes, and that to me is worth something. And I'm wanting to hear. That's one of the reasons I'm wanting to hear from
I guess
different
candidates.
Plug him.
He didn't come on. We wish you would have come on.
Well, that is very true, and I was disappointed that he didn't. But I called him about it, and he was willing to meet with me personally. So if people want to do that, I'm sure that, well, he says he has an open door. So.
Yeah, I know, but the only thing I don't like is at this March 7th, we're not going to have any opportunity to do
what we're doing. And that's not good.
And I don't think that's good for anyone. Not Steve Shine, not us, not for the party. That's the only thing I'm disappointed a little bit in, because I think this would have been a great opportunity. Nobody was coming on the show to say good, bad, or ugly. Everybody gets to say their piece. Who you like?
Well, the biggest thing that we need is we need people who are willing to stand up and make commitments that aren't going to be wishy-washy or in the background or unwilling to commit or they're mysterious. We need people to know, we need to know where they stand, we need to know what their intentions are so that we can make good decisions.
And that's
who we
my
want
fear.
to support.
We're not going to be able to ask questions at this March 7th, so you don't know where people stand. Okay, we have another caller.
Hi, this is Dee, and I know all of you, the young lady on my right sitting next to Jim. Met Michael Davis just the other day at the Conservative Breakfast Club. But two things that I'll say to you. One is just a correction. We're not all one color. Paul Morrison is an obvious example of an African American, very active, and there are several others. The inspector that works my precinct for elections is an African American. There really are quite a few. I know we need to reach that community more effectively, but it is happening, and it will happen more and more. The other thing might be just to give a plug for the Conservative